Unbelievable. Wow. Yummy, yummy, yummy. See you tomorrow. Dave Palumbo here with Muscle Serpents Daily. And guys, it's Tuesday night. I couldn't get anything done this morning. I was filming all day for my bodybuilding channel. So guys, it might even be divine providence because I feed at night on Tuesdays night, Frozen Thought. So I'm going to show you guys, some of the big animals that I feed, my boas, carpet pythons, some Burmese pythons, and you'll get a little look at what I feed. Actually, I defrosted a 2 3/4 pound rabbit today, and I want to feed my female BURM, my hypo granite over there. She had a litter this year, and I'm hoping she's going to breed again next year, so I want to get her up. I don't really give her big. Usually I feed just jumbo rats, but this is a pretty big one. Let's see if she can take this thing down. Let me grab my tongs. One of the best tools you can use when you're feeding any kind of big snake is tongs, okay? Because you see the length of this thing? This is about 3 feet. You don't want to be sticking your hand in with, forceps, or you don't want to even be sticking your hand in period into one of these big snake cages, because what can happen is they can get your hand, and very often they do. It's not that they want to, they just miss the animal. You would think, oh, here's a big rabbit I'm going to rip. You know what? If that snake grabs my arm and wraps it, it's going to hurt, and it's going to rip some tissue. So we don't want to do that. So you got to get a good pair of snake tongs. And what I do is I grab them, like usually by the middle of the body here. And the key is you don't want the snake to actually get your tongs, because then you can't get them out. But this is a big, heavy rabbit, so this snake is going to really be pretty into this eating. So, all right, let's see if we can get this on camera to capture this. All right, she got it. There she goes. See if we can get some footage. Now she's gonna wrap around that and hold that probably for a good 10 minutes, because she wants to think that I own this rabbit. This rabbit's mine. And then it'll probably take her a pretty long time to eat that thing, because that thing's pretty big for her. And the good thing is I probably don't have to feed her next week after that. When you feed jumbo rats, it's usually every week because they're not that big. But we'll come back to her at the end of the video and see how she's doing. All right. We're going to do some jumbo rats now for some of the other snakes. This is my albino olive python that is yet to breed for me. She is a 2010, so she's almost 10 years old, this girl, and I still have not get her to breed. She loves to eat, and as you can see, olive python has a very aggressive feeding response, so you really don't want to get your fingers into that area, when she's eating. The truth is she could probably eat, 2 or 3 of these things. Breeding season's coming up in the fall. She's going to start putting on some energy. This year I have my strategy that's going to be a little different for the olive pythons. I'm going to cool them down probably around 69, 70 degrees. Hopefully that's going to be the trick that's going to get these guys to eventually breed. And that's, something I haven't been able to do, which is frustrating. I've gotten everything else to breed except the olive pythons. This year, that's what I'm focusing on. Actually, that and blue tongues. So let's go to the next thing. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go next to my big boa up here. She'll eat a jumbo rat. She is a 100%. She's a Russo Red Hypo, 100% het sterling. She's another really. She's my biggest boa, and she likes to eat, as you can see. The great things about these big snakes is that they really do make feeding a lot easier. A lot of people don't realize. The ball pythons are a big pain in the neck to feed. I feed all my ball pythons live, usually on Wednesday nights, because it's just easier. I can throw the rat in there, I can throw the mouse in there, and leave it in there for a little while. Otherwise, you sit there, you dangle in it, try to get the ball python to eat, and a lot of times they just don't want to eat, Frozen Thought. Boas, carpets, burms, olives, they will eat anything, and that makes life easier, believe me. All right, the next snake we're going to feed is my breadlie python. This female, she's actually a stonewash breadlie, which is a recessive trait. I'll be hopefully trying to breed her this year. Another snake we have to cool down. She's a really good eater. So let's see what she wants to do. She's waiting already. She's a great eater. All right, here we go. Whoa, she took that thing down pretty good. And once again, that's a stonewash breadlie. I'll be breeding her to a hypo breadlie in hopes of producing some hypos that are het for stonewash. So this will be my first time breeding breadlie pythons. And we'll see what we get. Next, we're going to feed my Anna Mary IMG Motley boa that's also had albino. She produced her first litter this year. She is a great eater. Let's see if we can get her. I don't know if she's in shed or not. Let's see if she wants to eat. I have to. If I'm for the jumbo rats, I got to feed the big boas. She'll grab it. Yeah, she's in shed and she'll grab it. She'll pretty much eat any time of day, night. It's very rare that she won't eat. So she'll take that down. This, if you notice, my motley het leopard albino up there is looking at the food. These boas know when they're going to be fed. They know when I start feeding, they smell it in the air, and they all want food. And not all of them, unfortunately, are going to get food. I don't feed every one of them every single week. The males, maybe every third week, I get, especially the adult males. The younger ones will get fed weekly until they get up to adult size. And I'll show you some of the feeding of some of the little ones now. I'll show you how I do that. All right, so now we're going to feed some of the smaller ones. These are like small rats. I'm going to feed these to the grow-up boas and some of my grow-up carpet pythons. Here's my crystal boa, or my super hypo, super labyrinth male. This is my blue-eyed leucistic. He's a great eater. Hopefully I'm going to get him up to breeding size. Whoa, as you can see, look at that white, pinkish white snake with the blue eyes. Terrific, terrific eater. You know, you got to understand also with the boas, you got to take your time. A snake like this, when it was first born, I was using fuzzy mice for months until this guy got up to a size where he can handle bigger stuff. If you feed your boas too big a prey, they will regurgitate it. And once they get into that regurg, cycle, sometimes it's hard to break them of that. So you don't really want to do that. Once they get to this stage, they're kind of bulletproof. They'll eat pretty much anything. Now, here's another snake I'm hoping to get into the breeding program. This is my zebra granite, possible caramel here. He's been laying in the water bowl. I don't know. So let's see if he eats. He's a great eater. I don't know. Maybe he's going to go into shed because he's been laying in the water bowl all day. Yeah. He'll normally nail these things pretty good. See, when they don't grab it right away, now you're at risk of them grabbing your hand. So you have to be careful. I don't think he wants to. I think he's going to shed. He doesn't look like he's in shed, but normally he would grab these things right away. So we'll give him a break. I'll give him a smaller prey item later. Let's go to this is my grow up carpets. These will definitely take this. These were so aggressive when I first got them that they would invariably always nail your hand. Now they kind of know me, so when I open it up, they gingerly take it from my hand. And this is my male, so I'm hoping to put him into the breeding program. This is a caramel double het snow. So I'm thinking I might breed him to my double het snow female and try to produce caramel snows. Something I haven't done. I don't know if the caramel would remove a little more pigment and maybe create a whiter snow. I have a snow, and I'm going to see in a second. I'm going to feed it. It's just not as white as we like. It has some yellow still in it. So hopefully maybe the caramel will add a little something. This might be our guy to do it. Last snake I'm going to show you that I'm going to feed today is going to be my Paradigm Blood female that I've been growing up. She was a runt of the litter when I produced her 2 years ago. And she's just been progressive. I started her slow, and she eats really well. Look, you can see she's getting girth, but she's just not that long. She's not that long, and she's got she's just a small looking snake, and so it's going to take probably 4 or 5 years before I breed her. And I don't worry about it. She's a gorgeous looking thing. She's probably the best looking Paradigm Blood I ever produced. She's just a runt, and because she's a runt, she's a little smaller. Because she's small, she's going to take some time to grow up. Once again, on a snake like this, she's almost like a pet for me. If she produces one day, great. I love her color, and that's why I kept her. Some people would put her in the freezer. People do that all the time if they think the snake is not as vigorous as they should be. I took my time with her. I gave her very small prey items for many, many months in a row until I got her up to a normal size, and now she's eating. And so, thank God, she lived, and she's doing very well. So sometimes you lose them. I've had snakes, you feed them like that for 6 months, and then they just drop dead. You don't know. You don't know what the genetics are, what's going on. She seems to be very healthy. I just had to baby her a little more. Other snakes you can feed a little more aggressively and they get up to size a little faster. That's just the way it goes. And hopefully you guys understand that, you got to figure out what your snakes like. What do they eat? What do they want? You'll know all their patterns because they're your snakes. And when I get a new snake and I have to learn what they use, I usually always try to feed smaller than what you would expect them to eat. Let them get eating first and get used to you and get used to your room and everything like that, the temperatures when you feed, and then progressively you can increase the prey size. There's no rush when a snake, especially a female, is really young, because the females are going to take probably 2.5 minimum to 3.5 years before they're breeding, sometimes 4. So you might as well just take your time that first 6 months. There's no rush to try to get these things to eat more. I know with ball pythons, people like try to get them to eat. And usually when ball pythons are babies, they'll eat much faster. And they will eat really good the first 6 months. Then they go on their hunger strikes a lot of times. You know, for the males, it's not a big deal because they don't need to be big, but the females have to grow. Same thing with the female ball pythons, and I said this before in another video. Don't rush it. If they eat, they eat. But I find that with ball pythons, they do better with live. With the boas and the carpets, I always feed the frozen thawed. But when the boas and carpets are babies, I do give them live because they like that movement. That movement of that live prey seems to entice them to eat better. I hope you guys are having a great night. I will be back tomorrow morning, hopefully, to do a video for you. I'm going to be feeding live tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to show that, but hopefully we're going to take a look at the incubator. Maybe we'll have some more babies being produced. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit the like, and we will be back Wednesday morning. Finishing up that big, huge rabbit we fed her. She did it in less than 15 minutes probably. Unbelievable. Wow. Yummy, yummy, yummy. See you tomorrow.